Hello there. So for the past few days I've been on floppy disk drive testing, and I've been trying to get, firstly it was a 3.5-inch drive, which worked fine, and then the second thing was to try and get two 3.5-inch drives working on the same cable at the same time. And after many hours of trying, I failed miserably. And these are the drives that I was using. Well, this is one of them anyway. It's a 720k drive from well, it will be an 800k drive technically when you're talking about the Acorn A3000. I just happen to have 4 of these, but unfortunately I cannot get 2 of these to work at the same time. And the problem comes down to when I'm formatting, I can format one, can't format the other. Goes through right to the end, and then writing system information, it fails. And I've tried every permutation of switch, jumper on the interface. I've tried with twist, without twist, but apparently Tim said he got his working. And the theory at the moment is that these PC drives are not sugared enough, as in sugar, I guess the floppy spec of old. They are effectively PC drives, and I'm going to see Tim's video when he sends me it, but yeah, I have to believe him, he's got it working, so it sounds like it is possible to do. But you need the right kinds of drives. And in speaking to other people, they suggest maybe Amiga drives, the kind of the original, double-sided, double-density drives, might be better. And so the jury's out for me. It's unfortunate many hours of testing have proved fruitless, but, I have connected a 3.5-inch drive. I've also connected a Goatech because someone asked in the group about Goatechs. So I've got the 3.5-inch drive here as before on the top of the Goatech, and I now have an original. Although when I got this I thought it was a bootleg because you could see the original sticker underneath this one. And then I reached out to my good friend Peter B, who said that he's got a lot of these originals and they're pretty much the same, and some are worse than others, where they have taken, I guess, off-the-shelf discs, repurposed them and put labels on, which is really cheap considering, I guess, how much you pay for these things. But yeah, world-class leaderboard. Now, I've not actually done the whole out command thing yet. I need to do that, and I probably should have done that before I started the video. Let's make this screen big. And if there's any indication of how many times I've had to type these out commands in, it's the fact that even with my bad memory, I can do it off the top of my head. Which is really sad. And finally, it's more pressure though when you're doing a video. Okay, reset. Drive just comes to life. So now I should just be able to loader it. And there we go. Wow. It's a hell of a lot quicker than tape, isn't it? But I guess it has to load the course. And there we go. And I think I've got my 8-bit dough, one player. I've not played this game in God knows how long. Wow, look at those graphics. They are migraine inducing. I've got a t-shirt like that, and when I iron it I go cross-eyed, feel sick, feel like I'm getting a migraine, start seeing flashing colours. Yeah, so how do you do this? I remember playing this back in the day, well actually probably the first one, the original, and thinking, wow, that's amazing. So yeah, that is an original game loading from 3-inch disc. And as I say, I've not been able to get two 3.5s working, which means I can't get the 3-inch working with something else as well at this point in time. But rest assured, there will be people investigating whether there's a good solution to that, whether that is with the hardware, something needs to be done with an interface specific, does something needs to be done with the drive, because I believe these drives are quite dumb and hard selected in terms of drive select and such. So there's not many options. In fact, there aren't any options, I don't think, in terms of configuring this without maybe soldering things. But anyway, the jury's out on that. I just thought I'd make a little video loading the game. And then probably the next thing is maybe the Goatech, maybe the 3.5-inch drive. I might do the 3.5-inch drive first. Now, I'm going to have to unplug all of this, so I'm going to have to switch the next off to get to a kind of a 34-pin configuration. And I've got a couple of cables I can choose from because I have been making so many of these cables, and I've almost run out now of IDC cable. You know, make this bigger again. So this is the one I've just been using. And this is one that I intended to have a 34 and a 26 on. I have got, this is the 34-pin one with twist also that I've been using, and I might use this one now actually. Let's get rid of this 3-inch drive for a moment. Trying to find space on the desk for things at the moment. Okay, plug him in. And tell you what, 3.5-inch drive. And I need a floppy disk. What have I done with my floppy disk? What have I done? What have I done? What have I done? I think I'm just going to try and roll back a bit. Yeah, okay. I should have been better prepared for this. Okay. Floppy disk in the drive, and I'm going to do something that you shouldn't do. Actually, no, I'm not going to do something you shouldn't do. I'll do that in a bit. I'm going to give this 5 volts. Actually, no, I've just given the Goatech 5 volts. Tell you what. I should check really what's plugged into what. These cables can be really tough. Tell you what. I'm going to leave that in. I'm going to roll back again. And I think I've got... Oh, what have we got? Should be another cable around here somewhere. Oh, yeah, it's on the floor. Okie dokie. Right. So, 3.5-inch floppy drive. And I'll just plonk that on top of the Goatech for now. Give that the 5 volts it so craves. And switch on. And I'm going to have to go through the whole out command thing again, which is a pain. And my VGA doesn't auto enable on the OSSC, so I have to switch it on. Okay. Out 9, 2, 5, 1, 3, 6. That's 9, 5, 3, 1. 7. It's not as painful now, but it's still. Okay. Oh. Okay, so the little spinny thing on the bottom is a little bit well, rubbing on the, like that. So it's not in a case or anything like that. And it would be very noisy if I just left it like that. Now, one of the interesting things with the 3.5-inch drives, of course, is the fact that the discs have more capacity. 708K is what I've been formatting them to. But the question is, how do you format them? Because you need the mformat command. And how do you get that onto your next and running so you can format these if you don't happen to have SD card, you don't have it on floppy disk? And there's a couple of ways around it. The first one is TZXduino. So just download the mformat tap command and then just load it as if you would from tape. And that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to go to loader. It won't find anything interesting on this floppy drive, and it should switch to tape loader in a moment. In a moment. Or I could just eject the disk and see if it certainly likes making a liar out of me, doesn't it? Just wondering maybe if this thing should be on the end or not. And I'm going to hot plug. This is something I don't recommend you do. People will say, oh, you'll blow this up, you'll blow that up. Truth is, though, I've been hot plugging and unplugging these now for days. Let me just see what's what here with this disc, because okay, so I shouldn't cap because it's not plugged in. Okay, so it is actually a blank disc. So it should, when I go to loader, that's better. Not sure why it did that. So my TZXduino is actually plugged in at the moment. It's just here, so if I just... And hopefully this will work. So this is the mformatter command by Gary Lancaster. His name gets everywhere, obviously Gary. Creator of NextZXOS, amongst many other things as well. And just watching the track count on this TZXduino, be another minute or so. The other method of getting or loading this would be to use the Pi. If you've got a Pi in your Next, you could load the tap file and get the Pi to play it back. And if you plug in a ear mic cable here and connect the mic to your tape recorder, you just press record and play on your tape recorder, assuming there's a tape in there, and then the Pi will send the audio back to your tape, save it to your tape, and then of course you just play it in from tape conventionally using the ear from your tape recorder to this cable here. So you have two ways of doing it. If you've got a TZXduino, then that's probably easier. Having a tape and a tape recorder, not everybody has. Okay, so that's now loaded, mformat. As you saw, this is already formatted, but I'm just going to go through it again, the mformat command. I always turn verify off because it takes ages. We've got only one drive that we can select because only one drive is connected, but if you had two drives or got it working, and I will get it working eventually, even if I have to buy a drive that's friendlier, then you just press 2 to switch drive. Selecting format takes you from CPM formats to various other formats, and for this purpose of like a PC 720 disc, we use option 6, which is the 708K. So now we can format the disc with 1. And now we wait, and I decide whether to talk through this, have a drink, or just fast forward it in post. Cheers. Ooh, what's that? Oh, that's Dun dun dun. That way. Yeah. Woohoo! Oh, Crash arrived. Very nice. Not read it yet. Ah, I smell a fresh print. And not long to go. So 708k is much better than the 170 or 180 that you get normally from the standard CPM type discs. These bad boys. And actually now I've finished playing with the 3-inch drive, I should probably take leaderboard out and put it back in its safe place. The future. They're quite expensive, those plus 3 disc games. Okay, so that's now formatted. Now, of course, what you can do is just type some garbage in here. I don't know if there's a proper way of exiting this utility or not, but this just... Oh, I've just selected loader again. Didn't want to do that. I want to go into basic. Here's the program itself, and I can now save this program if I want. A:'M. I'll just call it M-form, if I could type properly and spell. So that's now going to save this formatter to floppy disk, so I don't have to load it from tape. And then if I cat, you'll see M-form is there, 692k free. So yeah, as I say, I've just reset by the way, TZXduino or get the tap to load from the Pi, mic out to mic on your tape recorder, record play, record it to tape, or record it to some other thing. You know, if you have a computer with an audio in, with enough amplification, then you could just do that. You just need a WAV file or whatever. Okay, so yeah, I've just reset that now. So yes, I don't have anything in memory. If I want to well, I just press graph, I do that a lot. Cat, and here on this 3.5-inch floppy, I can load M-form. And there we go. Nice and handy, quicker to load. Does take a few seconds to load as well. And that is it. Okay, so that is 3.5-inch drive. Now then, I'm going to do it with the Goatech now. So I'm going to do what you shouldn't do. I've hot unplugged this drive. I have taken the cable out. I'm going to put this to one side. And I'm going to go with this Goatech with a big USB thing sticking out. Let me just switch over. Yeah, I usually get these tiny little ones, so I've not got a big thing sticking out the front which can get knocked or damaged. Yeah, so this is a traditional Goatech with flash floppy. Flash floppy being my go-to, the Goatechs. It's currently set to S1, I think. Set to sugar, but I think it's quite forgiving. I went through setting a load of options that you probably don't need to set. And then the screen went upside down and I had to fiddle with them some more. Anyway, let's plug Mr. Goatech in. And I've only got one game, I think, on this. Yeah. And I'm going to hot power up this drive, which you shouldn't do. I'm really informative today, telling you about things you shouldn't do. So yeah, if you can see that, that is now... So I've got a blank 720 disc. Well, it's actually 708, but I named the image accordingly. I created a standard 720k PC floppy in the HXC emulator software and just dumped it on the disc to see if I could format it. Let me just switch this back here. So now I've got a Goatech disc in there, so I should be able to select format again, go for option 6. I could probably do it at 9ms.720. I've never tried that, to be honest. Verify off, and now format the Goatech image. And you might see from there, I can't really tell if you're going to be able to see that. It's going through the tracks at the moment, writing. If that comes out, great. And I've also got a CPM image that I made as well, which was another option in the HXC software. But I don't really think you'd choose that if you were using these images to actually store lots of stuff on. The assumption is you can store lots of games on them, but I'm not really sure what copy protection existed back in the day for 3-inch drives and the floppies, because I never had a +3. So I'm sure there probably is something out there. I did have a look on World of Spectrum, and I found it difficult to decide, well, what was actually originally released as a 3-inch floppy, and what has been retrospectively converted to a one-off disc, because I wanted to get some 128K games, and I couldn't really find anything. And I had a look at what was released on floppy for the +3, and I got Chase HQ, and it doesn't seem to be 128, because I thought we'd get AY music on it. But anyway, that format is now complete, so that has formatted a virtual floppy. And I can switch the disk to the 180. And I could format that, but I'd have to change the format to standard PCW. I've not tried extended PCW. So format disk. Now it's formatting that CPM kind of, did I say CPM before? Not right, is it? PCW maybe. Yeah, so this is obviously just single-sided drive. It gets to 40 and then, is it 40? Yeah. And that's it. So yeah, that's an easy way of getting images. Once you've got images on your SD card, if you want loads of blanks, you can just copy paste loads of times, and you've got a shed load of images. And the other thing I've got on here is a game. I can remember how to go back a level. Original Chase HQ. Right. So I think that's selected. I think this has got auto select on, so I don't have to manually insert. So I'm just going to reset this now. Don't need formatter anymore. And then if I go to loader, that should load Chase HQ. Off the old Goatech. So obviously the question people may ask is, why would you do that? Why not? It's just another glorious period in time that you are almost authentically reproducing. You know, proper authenticity comes from this thing, the old 3-inch drive, but many people may not have one. But if you had a +3 and maybe you've replaced your drive with a Goatech, hopefully you kept this bad boy, and it will get another life, maybe, in a Spectrum Next, or maybe it will encourage you to plug it into something else. You know, if you've got a +2A or whatever. So Chase HQ, I think, is loaded or is loading. What's it up to now? Oh no, it's still going through tracks. I don't have a speaker on this, and I don't know if there is an internal one that I have to maybe enable or not, so you don't actually hear anything. It's on track 36 now. There you go. And that is loaded. But yeah, as I mentioned, the music is, and I must say, actually, I haven't actually got the audio connected, which is kind of silly of me. There we go. Because I should be using this cable here, which connects and feeds the audio through. Just turn that down on the monitor. Yeah, so if you're like me and just like all these cool things, you know, things you can do with a Spectrum, things like micro drives, V drive, just cool. Do it. Now I know there are archives of +3 stuff, and I've not really gone into any detail looking at it, but I would love to get a collection of all the kind of official +3 released discs, because I do own them. How do you do that? Oh yeah, okay, cool. So yeah, here's Chase HQ running off a Goatech. And hopefully in future I need to get more information first. So I've been speaking to Don Superfo, who created my other interface. I've been speaking to some other people as well, because I need to get the definitive what the problem is. And if the problem is the type of drive I'm using, and I need to use something else that is fully sugar compliant or whatever, then I can do that and we can test it. And then we can recommend to other people. I'm not very good at this. I think you need a joystick for this, don't you really? You used to love this back in the day. Yeah, so just another way of loading stuff onto a Spectrum Next with Kickstarter 3. And yeah, hopefully, as mentioned in the last video, we'll be getting some traction on actually presenting the floppy drive within the Next personality itself. But I'm not sure what form that's going to take or what the functionality is going to be like. I also don't know whether DSK formats can work off an SD card. I don't think it'd make a difference. I saw someone had written in the Facebook post about DSK stuff. And to be honest, I have never touched DSK stuff in my life. I have no idea about it, so I should probably just shut up about that. But yeah, that is Kickstarter 3, issue 5 board with the 3-inch drive with an original and a 3.5-inch floppy, which is over there, and with a Goatech, and hopefully soon to be 2 drives, because I would love to be able to copy stuff between the two. And I also imagine if people have stuff on one of these, and they might want to back it up somewhere, then backing it up to Goatech as a disk image is perfection, because you can just take the old SD card out, plug it into a PC, copy the DSK files over, and you're laughing. So yeah, further adventures in floppy disk drives. Cheers.